It's a celebration of American agriculture. You know, the tractor goes back to the turn of the century, but this fair, the America's Fair, celebrates 167 years in existence. Hi, everybody. I'm Doc Riley, and welcome to Hamburg, New York, and the Erie County Fair. This event pays tribute to the American farmers with orange tractors, green tractors, red tractors, and even a couple of blue tractors. Now, blue's not the color to go pulling with. Tonight, it's Super Farm tractors. This is kind of an entry-level class. This class weighs 8,000 pounds. The block's limited to 640 cubic inches. They run on diesel. It's kind of an entry-level class into pro stock pulling and then eventually into unlimited super stock pulling. It's all about tractors tonight. And for years, people have been packing the grandstands to see some incredible pulling action. The producers of this particular event, Tom Lamb and his crew here at the Erie County Fairgrounds, have added a ton of topsoil to this track, and they say it's going to take an awful lot to get it past 300 feet. Joining us on the broadcast tonight, Lisa Tatum, a two-wheel drive puller who has the night off. She can update us what's going on trackside. Here's Lisa.
Thanks, Doc. I'm here in Erie County. You know, America's Fair is one of the biggest fairs that's going to be associated with the PPL this year. I'm sitting in the stands where tonight it's going to be packed with people here to watch the exciting Super Farm class. Now, the Super Farms have had huge numbers all year long. We're 3/4 of the way through the season. A good finish tonight could put any one of the red, green, or any other color tractors up where they need to be to take the championship.
All right, thank you, Lisa. Ted Jones and Rick Carlson, Mike Side with you as we get things started with Henry Everman.
That's Mr. Determination. Remember, these are diesels. We just saw the weights out on the front of the red tractor, the International. Look at the trim on it. Mr. Determination trying to pull it all himself. Find out if Henry can do that. 300 feet is the full pull mark. That's what they'll need. Front end dancing, doing everything right so far. Steady smoke coming out of the smokestack, but now he starts to go over to the side.
Super Farm tractors don't pull near as much weight, 278 feet. You may notice the weight box later on doesn't have as much weight in it as, say, Unlimited Super Stock or something like that. Things are turning green, ladies and gentlemen. Jeff Zaczek, the Wicked Whitetail. Now, when we talk about green and red, you heard Doc earlier in the show refer to the different colors. The reason we talk about the colors is all John Deere's are green, Internationals are red, the Fords are blue, and so forth.
Here comes Jeff. He's one of the Empire State pullers. They're really a tough group of local pullers, and this is a good-looking pull. He's going straight. He's not going to either side until the very end, but I think the sled got to him.
New leader, 298.32 feet. Not the usual 300 feet full pull, but they call this the sport of inches. As we look right there, things are turning red. This is Steve Meyer with his International. He calls it all of nothing.
Steve Meyer, one of the new-look Internationals, and there you can see the smoking. Now he takes off, easing it really into the throttle. No wheel speed as yet. Now he's building some up, and it looks like it's hooking well. If he can get all the way down track before that weight gets up on top of him, and well, the bouncing, and it's over. Only 281 feet.
So that's good for second place so far. We've only had 3 pullers. We'll move on now to Roy Metz. He calls this the midlife crisis. He's out of Strikersville, New York, and the John Deere. You'll get to see the hook right there. There's the main hook that they're going to pull going on right now. That's what actually pulls the sled. And the second one goes on. There'll be a third one, which is a safety hook. Now, if the tractor breaks away from the sled, that third one you saw being hooked up will actually shut down the tractor so it doesn't run away.
Again, one of the local pullers, this time all in green, and he starts off very strong. He's going straight, but now it doesn't even bounce. The weight just gets up there and shuts him down.
282.24 feet, and I'll have to say they have this sled set just about perfect. Nobody has had a full pull yet. Frank Beal might, though. He calls this the nuclear toy.
We get to look from the top-end camera right at him. He is steering it, but that means he's able to. And as the front tire's on the ground, it's not a bad-looking pull.
Wow, 303 full pull for Frank Beal. Let's take another look at that right now with our K&N Filters replay.
He is able to steer the entire time. He had wheel speed early, and he's moving down track where the others were off the line slowly. He has done a great job. Frank Beal, your first full pull that we have seen.
Well, Beal has the full pull, but we've got more pullers. We'll have that coming up after the break. Here comes the points leader. Stay tuned. Well, coming up next will be another international. This is Kevin Walker, the Thunderstruck.
Currently second in points, one of the better drivers out here. Now, he is touring nationally. Let's see how his driving style will compare to the locals. He had wheel speed earlier, and you can see the front end dancing a lot in the air.
Walker, a native Hoosier out of Trafalgar, Indiana, takes the lead, 318.52 feet, way past the full pull mark. So we'll take another look at that with our K&N replay.
He's coming right at us now. The wheel speed is up immediately. He has the front end of the tractor. You can see the wheels dancing, and he's trying to steer. When it hits, he can get it moved to one side or the other, never having to touch those steering brakes on the back tires.
And that's the idea, right down the center of the track. Don't touch the brakes. Wait until she finally stalls out right there, and guess what? You're the leader. It's going to be tough to top that one, except coming up next. Well, Kevin, the good news is you got the points lead. The bad news is this is Troy Schrodel, who is the points leader.
Content's under pressure, and I think that's what he does to everyone else out there. Schrodel has won over 75% of his hooks this year. The Wisconsin-based puller looks like he has no problems at all, just right down the pulling course.
325 feet, my gosh, I can't believe it. Let's take another look at that John Deere run.
I don't think we'll find anything wrong with this replay. He has the front end dancing. The smoke is coming out as black and as steady as it can. There's no tire spin. There's not much dirt being thrown around. Happy, happy guy is Troy Schrodel.
Boy, I didn't think anybody could beat that. Here comes the real Deere. This guy is on the circuit all the time, or at least the tractor is. You see, this is a substitute driver. Recognize him? Yep, Kevin Walker. The guy that drove the Thunderstruck to 318 feet is driving for Justin Wagler.
Justin Wagler, one of the tough drivers out there. He can't make it to the event, so Kevin Walker jumps right up there. The real Deere out of Bean Blossom, Indiana. Doesn't look like there's any problem at all.
Well, the sign fell off the weight box back there on the tractor, but he still runs 312.56 feet. Up next will be Josh Miley, the high maintenance from Princeton, Indiana.
More and more of the national pullers. This is the red tractor, the K7220. Wheel speed is up, smoke is heavy and black and thick. Weight bar way out there in front, keeping the front end down. We're starting to get a little hopping and bouncing. That may have affected the final distance.
314 feet, another full pull. Unbelievable, folks. The crowd's eating it up, and things are turning green from Nicholasville, Kentucky. Ladies and gentlemen, meet Tim Morris and his brother's keeper.
We don't seem to have any preference anymore, whether it's red or green, on the John Deere 6030. Big cage, lots of smoke, tire speed easing into it.
I think the track is getting better, Rick, right here. Everybody's doing a full pull. Look at this pull right now by Tim. Excellent all the way down. Very easy, actually, effortlessly. He goes 316 feet. The track has come in. Plus, remember, these guys are the heavies as we take one more look at the Tim Morris pull. These are the guys that run the circuit all the time. These are the professional super farm pullers.
They may be an advantage. They got to see some of the local pullers up early and make any adjustments, move those weights around. Well, in this case, Tim Morris, whatever he saw, whatever adjustments he made, had very little difficulty using up some of the track, but able to steer, not having to get on those weights that we talk about. You get on the brakes at the back, it slows the tire speed, and you, well, lose a lot of distance.
We're going to have a great pull-off later on in the show, so be sure and stay with that as everybody goes to a full pull, including Tim Morris. Here comes another guy. This is Greg Lamb. He calls this the Black Viper. Another Hoosier going to pull. Look at the beautiful artwork on that John Deere.
Well, that John Deere 4455 started out green, but Greg said Black Viper. I like the name. I like the color black. And, well, now he's getting a little bit slower at the top end, the weight coming up. I don't know if he'll make it.
Barely, just by a foot, .12. Just a little over a foot. He'll make it into pull-off, though. Look at it one more time with the K&N instant replay. You can see when he came off the line, just a little bit of porpoising right there on the front end.
Front end, look at all that weight that he has up front, out over the front axle. If he could just keep the front end up a little bit longer, he might be able to have gone farther, but enough to get into the pull-off. But that is a lot of weight way out there. Now here comes the weight box getting to slide all the way up to the top. When it gets to the very top, closest to the tractor, it just pulls him down immediately.
There's the weight box all the way up, and he's still driving. He is still going with all of the weight full down on the rear axle. Next puller, this is Dan Petrie, the Red Bull. He's the local favorite because, ladies and gentlemen, he is from Hamburg, New York, the hometown boy.
We listen to the turbo spool up. We watch the smoke go to black, and the Red Bull is often pulling. Well, there are problems there. It's hopping, it's bouncing. I don't think that he's going to have the consistent traction he needs to get down the course.
Weight box is all the way down the rear axle, and that's all she wrote. She's done right there as soon as all that weight came down, 250 feet. With that, we'll take a break, but we got more pullers, including Maximum Overdrive. Stay tuned. Welcome back to Hamburg, New York, and the Bull Pull presented by R&L Carriers. Ted Jones, Rick Carlson, Mike Side with you. Doc Riley's down in the pits and at the finish line. We're in the middle of the Super Farm category, and this is Mac Darnell. Maximum Overdrive from Cynthiana, Kentucky, just a little south of Cincinnati in the Ohio River.
Mac Darnell, you saw the scare stickers on the side, 2003 and 2005 champ. Well, he is a puller that can do it at any time on any track, and this is a good-looking pull. Nice and straight and smooth.
Weight box is all the way down on the rear axle, 331.30 feet. He's going to drive it right over Niagara Falls, Rick.
Well, watch this, and I said earlier we had a couple of good-looking pulls. This one bounces a little bit, but he never has to get on the rear brakes. Mac Darnell, it shows why he's a two-time champ.
Boy, made that look effortless, like no problem at all. What a pull-off we're going to have. Here comes Logan's toy, Jimmy True, a regular on the circuit right here out of Frankfort, Kentucky, just across the river from Louisville. Let's see what this John Deere can do.
More green and the weight box way out in front on the tractor, and the weight box up on the sled, and now going to slow it down. Is it a pull-off number? Yes, it is. 316.9 feet.
Not before he went well over 300 feet. Now let's check in with Lisa Tatum. She has the Puller's Profile, brought to you by R&L Carriers.
You know, as the old saying goes, nothing comes for free. I'm here with Dexter Sims and his bucking binder to try and see what he does to be able to come pulling on the weekends. Now, Dexter, obviously a lot of expense goes into building this tractor and being able to come out and do what you do. What do you do back at home so that you can come and tractor pull on the weekends?
Back home, we farm about 600 acres. Got 100 head of cattle. Got about 10 or 15 acres of tobacco. Not real big farmers. We got I work a full-time job at State Highway Department, and it's a pretty busy life trying to keep this on the road and do all that stuff too.
And is there anybody else that's helped you along the way, or in this year in particular?
Yes, Castro. I'd like to thank them. Mike Savey, he's the one that builds my motor, does all my mechanic work and stuff, and Peter Norton, he's been a lot of help to me this year.
And tell you what, you're a young guy and you're single. Why tractor pulling, and specifically why the Super Farm class?
Super Farm's a little cheaper than the Pro Stock class. It's a lot of competition. I like competition. It's real close. Everything's, a lot of different colors and stuff. It's a good class.
Well, Dexter Sims and the bucking binder sitting fourth in the PPL Champions Tour points right now. A good finish tonight could help him get where he needs to be to take the win.
All right, thank you very much, Lisa. And there comes the bucking binder backing up right there. He'll hook up to the sled. Now, these drivers spot the sled exactly where they want it, to the left, to the right down the middle.
And you take a look as the hooker's doing his job. He's working around the weights. You can only put on weights in certain amounts, and he has split them between front and back to give him the best overall performance. We'll find out how Dexter does this time. He is one busy gentleman with all the jobs he does in still type pulling, and that's a good looking pull.
I think he's going to go all the way. Yeah, he's already past 300 feet, 317.06 feet for Dexter Sims. Well, we have one puller remaining as things turn yellow right here.
Well, this is John Hare, called the Cocky Cat. It's a cockshut. That is a brand of tractor built in Canada. John out of Eden, New York, but running the Canadian tractor. Unique body on it. I have never seen one of those before.
No, when I saw yellow, I thought it might be a Minneapolis Moline until we got to see the rest of it. They also prefer yellow color. So John on a good run right here. Struggling just a little bit. There he goes to the 300-foot mark. Does he have enough? Yeah! 304.90 feet. That's the last puller. We're ready to start the pull-off. We'll have that when we return to America's Fair. Stay tuned, please. 11 pullers made it to the pull-off. Here's our first one. This is Frank Beal with the Nuclear Toy.
Nuclear Toy coming out. Here we go. Just the tractor that pulls the farthest. I don't care if we go to the falls or the city. It's who pulls the farthest.
Now they've added just a little bit of weight to the weight box. Frank Beal, 302.91 feet. He goes over the 300-foot mark. But remember, we have what's called a floating finish line. It's just the guy that goes the furthest. I don't care if he goes 350 feet, as we watch Kevin Walker and the Thunderstruck try and go over 300 feet.
He is bouncing. That front end's hitting, and he's having problems with it. It is not doing what he wanted. Oh! Shuts him down at only 297.49. He's not going to make it.
Now, he would finish in second place if nobody else does better, because, remember, if you make it to the pull-off, that puts you in the top of the heap. Troy Schroedel, the points leader, with the contents under pressure.
He set the mark to beat the first time. Can he do it again? Looks like no difficulty at all.
317.36 feet with the additional weight in the sled. That is incredible. Now here comes Kevin Walker again in the John Deere owned by Justin Wangler.
Justin Wangler's machine, the real Deere, really a tough tractor. Kevin can use that experience that he got on the first pull, now in the third one, to see if he can transfer that and get around Troy Schroedel's leading 317-foot pull. It looks good from this point. But now he has to get on the brakes, and he gets off to the side, almost on the line.
But 302.84 feet, which is good enough for, that'd be third place, right behind Frank Beal, as we watch Josh Miley, the high maintenance machine.
It's the red tractor. Lots of black smoke, doing the right things. It looks like right now he's in the center of the track, but it just slows down when the weight gets up there.
Not a good day for the International Harvester, folks, as red is dead. 376 feet will not be competitive at all. Tim Morris, the brothers' keeper, John Deere.
Now this one starts with the front end bouncing. He's eventually going to have to get on the brake. He does, and it's going over to the side. What's that line? Oh! He's on the line, disqualified, out of bounds.
If you touch that white chalk line, you are out of bounds and disqualified. It's like you never showed up to the pull. Go to the back of the pack, boys. Greg Lamp, the Black Viper.
Let's see if the black-green tractor, call it black John Deere, so black-green tractor.
Well, he painted it black because he wanted to match the black smoke.
That's it, and it just does not look like he has enough power this time.
282 feet. It shows you how much the additional weight has slowed these tractors down. Mac Darnell, the Maximum Overdrive.
Now, Mac had the longest pull during the first session, but this one does not look as good. He's porpoising, he's bouncing, and it's not transferring all the weight.
Boy, the weight really affected him. He'll settle for 297 feet. So far, Troy Schroedel, the contents under pressure at 317, has set the mark to beat. Jimmy True, Logan's toy out of Kentucky, will try to beat that.
That 300-foot mark is tougher to get to at this time. Jimmy is trying it. Well, it doesn't, no success either. He was close.
When that weight comes down to that rear axle, that additional weight, you can really tell it as it just yanks him backwards. Dexter Sims, remember him, the bucking binder? We had our special feature on him. Let's see what he can do.
The bucking binder is not bucking that much. He is smooth and all the way down the course. Is he going to be able to close in?
303 feet will be good enough for third place. That is, if this guy with the Canadian manufactured tractor doesn't beat that.
Here comes John in the Cocky Cat. That cockshut, the Canadian tractor, but he's bouncing. The black smoke is up there. He's under power, and, well, he was overpowered by the Slim.
Way short at 263 feet, so that means Troy Schrodel, the Contents Under Pressure, will be our winner at 317 feet. Doc Riley standing by with him now.
Kind of a weird track. We started in daylight. Looked like the track wasn't be real good. It kind of came right back in. Nice job, man.
Thank you. The track did get better, and I think towards the end it started to go away a little bit.
So let's take a look at how they finished. Look at all the full pullers down through there, 1 through 6.
You look at Troy Schrodel, somebody that was winning 75% of his hooks. Wow, it's as tough as you can get. All the way down with all those full pulls. We look at the points, and now we know why Troy's your leader.
Oh, boy, by